So why don't we just introduce everybody so everybody knows who they're talking to? I'm Rick Reardon, the HIM program coordinator for another 3.5 weeks. So that's who I am. I think most of you know me. So go ahead, Sarah.
Hi, I'm program support for HIM. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Sarah does a great job. And then Allison.
Hi, yes, I'm a student in HIM currently.
Okay.
Nice
And
to
when-
meet you all. Want me to go? My name is Dana Brown. I'm the program director here at PCC.
And I'm Camille Walker, and I'm the full-time faculty here at PCC. Glad to see you.
Well, thanks for joining us. And I really appreciate Dana and Camille taking the time. I know how busy you guys are. So why don't we start by having you guys tell us a little bit about the oldest and the largest
Well, and
HIM program in the state of Oregon?
well, if I could, I actually have a little PowerPoint presentation I put together. Camille and
Of
I did, so
course, of
so I can
course.
present that, and then I
Uh,
will send that off to you too when we're done, so you can share it with
great.
folks.
You should be able to share, but if not, let me know.
I got it. I'm good. And I'm
All
just to
righty.
share the whole screen because I've got various things that I'm presenting. So, and I'm going to do this from the slideshow.
Great.
First, thank you guys all for, allowing us to be here. I'm really sorry about the situation. It's super unfortunate. Anyways, enough said on that, but appreciate the opportunity to talk to your students and to give them a glimpse of who we are. So this is just an info session about our program for the Lane students. On this call is myself, I'm the program director, as well as Camille Walker, and Amanda Gallo is our admissions coordinator. She was unable to be here, but you'll see her name in some of the information here. So Camille, do you want to take it over from here?
Sure. First of all, welcome. And like Rick said, we are the largest and oldest program in Oregon. We graduated our first class of HIM graduates in 1971. So we've been around a long time. That even predates me, which is really old. Anyway, we've had a long history of successful graduates, including myself and Dana. We both went to PCC and now we're full circle and we loved it so much. We're back to teaching. So we really understand how the student experiences because we went through it. Um, we really care about our students. They become like our family. I'm sure you have that at Lane as well. I'm so sorry about the whole thing that's going on, but we would love to have you with us. I promise we're fun. We're nice. We have sent out surveys each term. There are surveys sent out of our students, and we've had really good reviews for our program here at PCC. We also have an advisory committee that's comprised of professionals in the field as well as students and ourselves. And the professionals in the field kind of tell us a little bit about what they're seeing and what our students need and what they would like our students to come out of the program with. And so we really pride ourselves on our connection with the advisory committee. Next slide. Our program is all online, much like Lane, I believe. We're awesome. It's all asynchronous with some your directed practice. That's you've probably heard about already in your last term with us. You can have the Associate of Applied Science degree, which we're really proud of. You can walk at graduation. We're excited. Many of our students are already walking, and we'll be there cheering them on. You'll be eligible to sit through the RHIT. Big, you know all about that, I'm sure. There are some programs that are not KHIM credentialed, and so that's a big deal. You want to make sure that we are. We have a very high pass rate for the RHIT. I can't remember the exact stats, but we can get that for you. And a lot of our students find jobs right out of school, so even a lot with our directed practice. I'm sure you've heard that's similar with Lane.
I think our pass rate is like 92%, something like that. We did have one failure last year, so it brought us
Brought
down,
our
but
stats down.
mhm. She's really nice and it's unfortunate, but still.
Some unique facts about our program. We're a limited entry program and you have a cohort of 35. So you kind of follow that cohort and they become your friends as you travel through. You'll be entering in, I think, as a second year, and all our students are great. They'll welcome you. It's not unusual to have someone, you know, take a term off and then come back. And so it's a cohort, but it's not cliques, right? Everyone's very welcoming. It's all lockstep. So our program is one term per one course. So if you miss a class or something happens, it rolls into the following year. Everything's online. Like I mentioned, the directed practice that is usually in person, but we do have some remote capabilities available. And this week, kind of our disclaimer we always talk about, it is a pretty robust program. You can work full time. However, you have to have really good time management with that because it is a cumbersome, a lot of work program. So it can be done. We would recommend not, but it's certainly feasible, but you'll have to really work your little tootie to the end. And thank you for being here. We're glad you're here, and I'm going to pass it over to Dana.
Awesome. Thank you. So does the LCC HIM program transfer to PCC? And I worked on it quite a bit this weekend. And yes, many of your classes are direct transfers to PCC. So that was great news. I looked at 12 of your first year classes, which is all your first year classes, I believe, all sub in for one of our classes. So that is great. Then 5 second year classes sub in to PCC's HM classes. Camille just messaged me. We think there's one more. So, but it's really a pretty good transfer, which is kind of what we thought from the beginning. But you never know until you really sit down and look at it. Some of the classes, you have 4 credits for yours. Ours might be 3 credits or vice versa. The credits are kind of wonkadoodle. In my analysis, I did not look at the credits. So we'll talk about that here in another second too. And we're going to look at that analysis document right now. So let me go ahead and it's analysis tab 1. So you guys are going to see all my handy dandy work. I did it all in one Excel. And I will email this to you, Rick. You're welcome to share it. It's just not like official.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure you get that, but how come I'm not, there we go. Okay. So what first I looked at is all the lane courses are these columns, A, B, C, D, and then ours are the rest of the document. And as you can see, prerequisites, you guys only have 3. We have like 5 basically, but 3 of the 5 are the same as ours. So yay for that. And then, but they still need to take writing 1, and I'll show you on another screen. So you guys don't need to write it down, but we're pretty close on the prereqs, but there's a couple little things. Then we look at the terms, and I really just lined up your guys' schedule here just to see what it would map to. It's pretty darn good. Some of the classes might be a second year class. So it is what it is, but most are first year. This one we had a note on. Camille thought it was good, but really it's pretty darn good. And then even in the second year, term 4 is your healthcare statistics. We have it in term 2. So you're even kind of ahead that way too. And then your CPT is term 4, but ours is term 5. So it's still second year. Reimbursement, term 5. Quality improvements, also term 5. Yeah, I didn't have that on there. So those are all second year.
Term
But as you can
3,
see,
term 3 for
oh, is it
quality,
term 3?
271. Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. It's first year spring term. And then the statistics is our second term, and
Term
they're
2.
right. So they would
Term
need
2.
to take that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So they'll have to do that. But then I did my mapping, between the two. It's just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. You guys can look at it if you want. Just gets kind of confusing. The big thing then is potential plan for the incoming students. And these are for students that have completed the first year at Lane. I know you guys have more than a handful of those. But here you can see the prerequisites is the writing 121 is the biggie. They would need to take that. You guys require writing 115. That was like one below 121. And I don't know, the college might accept it. I have no idea, but looking at it from my granular view, felt like we still needed to do writing 121. And then their term 4, which is fall 26. These are the classes it looks like they would need to take. And then I also looked at Camille if we needed overrides or if it was a prerequisite issue. So I was so impressed. I was smart enough to remember that. In 271, I did not put down here. How did I not put 271 down? Oh, there it is. It's term 6. I have it our term 3. Is it term 5?
It's term 3. It's a
Okay,
first
then I did it
year.
right. I did
Yeah.
it right then. Okay, it's term 6. I was just thinking I did the wrong term. So anyway, so it's pretty heavy. Term 1 is 13 credits, term 2 is 16, their last term is 17.
17.
Mhm. But Camille thought 272, y'all might already have that. And that was offered. When did you think that was, Camille? You just emailed me.
You had it on right here. Term 4 is 210. Their HIM 210. That's our
Okay.
272.
Okay.
So they maybe have not taken that yet, so it wouldn't really matter. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, unless.
That's HIM 272. I did 1. Okay. Shoot. Keep doing typos.
I do the same thing, believe me.
I bet. I know. I kept having to double and triple check myself. But 17's a lot. But 4 of those is our diversity in the US or intro to ethnic studies. They might already have that. It might be something that we can sub in for that. The other thing that's not included in here is they also need 3 general ed courses. Now, you guys may already have that, like some of your prerequisites might be great to count
Right.
for general ed. That's just the kind of stuff I don't know. So I kind of put worst case scenario, this is what it would look like. Okay, so there's that. Did you guys any questions about this stuff so far? Should I keep rolling?
No, keep going. I have some questions that people have sent me and a couple of my own at the end. So
Okay, one thing, and I'll send this to you too, Rick. It's our final, what we call our final completion record. And this is like, if they would have come in to PCC, oh wait, should be fall 25. Sorry, I need you to,
No,
this is
I
fall.
changed it to 26 because that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, but they need to be in line with what our fall 25 was because they're coming
Okay,
as
you can
second year
change it. I
students.
just thought that was a typo.
No, that's all good. Good, good. Because I'm going, oh God. Well, because I was looking at it, I had different, and I debated showing the 26 cohort, but then anyways, we changed some classes around, which won't be in effect for them yet. So that's why I didn't want to show the 26. But anyway, so this is what, if they would come in as a freshman, what it looks like, and they can see for them what classes are their 4th term, 5th term, and 6th term, what the PCC students that are currently in the program, what their terms will look like. I don't know if that's beneficial or not, but I will send that to you. And okay, so we looked at all those. And then here's specifically about the prerequisites. The big thing is the writing 121. CIS 121, we do have as a prerequisite, but we also have it in term 1 or 2 in our program. So I put it in their term 4, their first term with PCC. So they would do that right off the bat. So that's fine. And then miscellaneous questions. And then let me run through these real quick, Rick, and then I'll pass it to you. So
wonderful.
if I'm completing my first full-time first year at Lane, can I complete my second year of PCC and graduate spring 27? We think so. It all depends on how their prerequisites line out and how their other general ed credits line out because we have to meet the conditions or requirements for PCC. So, I mean, they have summer term. They could take writing 121. They could take it at Lane or PCC or whatever, but there are still some things they need to do. And then question we had before is, do college classes 10 years old still transfer? Maybe. And it's amazing how much stuff we do take. You guys probably do too, but we'll need to do a transcript review. We're going to need to do a transcript review for every student individually just to see, because everybody's different. We need to kind of see where they're at, how they fit in. And, we get the questions a lot about housing and childcare. You guys do too. We don't really offer that. So, but there's links for them. And tuition funding, they can get financial aid. Um, but the work study thing, I think you asked me about, Rick,
Right.
we don't do a lot of that, they said. So again, that'll be on an individual student basis, but I'm told we just don't do a lot of it. Now, why we don't, I don't know, but that's what I've been told. So, okay. So next steps, they need to apply to PCC to set up an account. They need to do that pretty quickly. It doesn't cost anything. And even if they're not sure, then at least we can get the ball rolling to know that they have interest. Because the longer we wait, I think they have until like June 10th to sign up, something like that. Don't quote me, but it's not that far away, is my point. So you want to sign up and you can always cancel if shift gears, go in other directions. Then you'll need to contact Amanda Gallo. She's our admissions person. And she wants to see your transcripts, even unofficial. She'd love to look at those and can do a mini transcript review. It's not official. Also, resume review. If anybody has coding credential like a CCS, CPC, or any one of those varieties, sometimes we can waive some of the coding classes. So that's nice. And then we're going to set up a lane transfer list. So it'll be first come, first serve, and we'll do it that way. So that's all I got. So there's contact stuff for us. But so Rick, you have a whole bunch of questions. Why don't you shoot?
Well, not that many, but some of
Okay.
the ones that I have received or people have asked me, I tried to put them in one document because they came in all over the place with a bunch of emails and what have you. And one of the questions was, how do you handle PPEs? I still think of them as PPEs for out of area distance learners. I know that was a big concern when this thing with Klamath was announced. I don't know how that's done or how you guys do it. I've done a few remote ones, and I have some ideas to share with you on how we could increase that for you as well. But just wanted to see how you would do that because a lot of people are up in arms about, how am I going to do my PPE in Klamath, or will I have to go down there, or this, that, and the other thing.
You know what? That's an excellent question. And so we do have students currently that are out of the area, and we try to do different things with them. We do have, I would say, maybe half of our DP sites this year were remote or hybrid, where they came on one day and then the rest was hybrid. So there is ability to do that. The other thing is Camille and I worked in the industry for years. We know a lot of people throughout Oregon. So we will call in some friends and ask for help. We have a lot of students that'll be starting their second year PCC internal folks. I mean, we're pretty much a full cohort, or we think we're pretty darn close. So I've already put our DP sites on notice that we're going to need them even more next year, because this year was a light year for us. And, next year we're already planning on being heavy. Talking, with my boss and my boss's boss, they're fully willing and able to support us however we can to support your students. So I think, we will make it happen. So my big thing, when I do DP sites, I say, I look at where they live, what they want to do, and we kind of go from there. If you already have established DP sites, PPE sites, that would be awesome. We'd have to get a contract for PCC with them, but if you have those connections, that's one less step for me. So,
Definitely, definitely. Be
right?
glad to help you and with that as needed. Yeah. We have it all in a smart sheet, so it really wouldn't be that hard to export that to you.
Cool, that'd be awesome. And some of them we know, like Samaritan in Corvallis, we had PPE done there. Also, Salem Health was an amazing DP site year before last, and they promised me they'll take 5 students this next year. I'm going to hold them to that. So that's an excellent DP site. We had the Providence in Portland. I just don't, No, so many changes of the guards for people at Providence Medford, people at Sacred Heart, and oh, they changed the name of the other one in Springfield, Mackenzie Willamette, but now
Oh,
something.
it's owned by that for-profit chain out of Tennessee,
Mhm.
who's I never remember them either, but I know who
Right.
you mean.
Yep.
But definitely Riverbend.
Yep.
Um, that would be great. How about Kaiser? We had students at Kaiser for a time, but with SUNY kind of moving on to different roles, I'm not sure if that's an
Yeah, the
option.
Kaiser, I actually was emailing with them today. They took, and it was in the Portland office. So I'm not sure
Hmm.
what their reach will be for other areas, but they took one, call it a regular student,
Right,
and then
right.
a Kaiser employee that was also a student. They took that person too, and they're willing to take more next year. So now hopefully they can make those all hybrid for us. And that's, really, that's my job is to find the DP sites and get that kind of coordinated. So I don't know. I'm forever an optimist on things. I like to think that's really not going to be a problem, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Well, no, I think, one of the challenges I had when I moved up from California is you come up here and outside of a few people I knew at the Sunnyside office and in the Kaiser regional offices, I didn't know anybody in Oregon.
Right? It's
And
hard.
trying, yeah, and yet the irony is this is the first year I'm on a committee for Lane County Medical Society, and I don't know if
Oh,
they'll keep me around with all this stuff on it. So that's another option that we can look at. Um, one of the things also, derm practices, evidently, outpatient dermatology practices, especially here in this area, are way behind on their mandated reporting of malignant melanoma. We've had some success with that.
oh
And
wow. Okay.
that would be, we can talk offline about that. I just wanted to bring that up because that's obviously something that as soon as the word came out about an agreement with Klamath, a lot of her students kind of went from 0 to 60. So
Well, and we only require 40 hours for DP. Weren't you guys at 80?
we're at 108, but
108. Okay.
108 now well, that's a credit contract liability thing is what I'm told. So it's been around since the program.
Okay.
And that's the way that's college policy. But if you only require 40, I mean, CAHIM with the new competencies is, they don't even have a number cap. It's not like,
No,
no, I don't think this will be a big stumbling block.
no,
I don't
because we're
think
not,
so
I
either.
mean, not to say we're not asking for much, but it's only 40 hours.
Right.
3 weeks is a bigger ask.
That is.
Yeah.
We had students in California that were in our program, and we were able to find them sites. So we're not only just located in the Portland
Mhm.
metro and our students, they're all over. We have a student in Medford now.
Yep.
They're all over the state. So we
Yep.
always find for them and it works out just fine, or Dana does.
And
I wouldn't
you're right.
stress.
We had a student in Redding, California. We have them, kind of all over. So, and Peace Health, we do have a connection at Peace Health, Southwest Washington. They ended up, we didn't need them this year after all. Anyways, but we have a connection there. But I don't really have anybody for Peace Health there in Eugene. So that's, I don't know who the players are there, but I'm sure you have all that information. So,
Well, I do. Right now, with everything that's going on at Riverbend that's been chronicled in the news, they've kicked out our one student, even though she works there,
oh,
which I thought
really?
was a little bit rude, but
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
welcome to the new millennium. So,
I know.
okay, well, another big area is about financial aid and enrollment logistics. I know from my time teaching in California, each community college district, even if you were a California resident, unless a program wasn't offered at said area, people would pay a different fee if they lived in the East Bay and were going to Chabot in Hayward, and then they wanted to go to College of San Mateo on the peninsula or City College of San Francisco. How does that work in Portland? Because California has vacillated where they go back and forth about yes, this year we're charging fees, this year we're not, and everything else. But that was something that somebody brought up.
I've never heard that as being an issue.
So
Never
they
heard that.
just pay whatever standard PCC fees and reg fees and online course fees and whatnot, and that's it, huh?
You know what? What we'll do, I emailed the financial aid people and they said it's going to be an individual basis, but they don't seem to think it's going to. I was trying to find the email. Just a second. I put it on the other monitor. Let me move it back over so I can see what exactly she said because I knew that was going to be a concern or a question. It would be of mine too, you know? So let me look. So let's go on to your next question while I'm searching for that one. Sound
No
good?
problem. Okay, given that different, and this came up also with Klamath, given that coding isn't offered, diagnosis coding we offer in the winter, you may offer it in the spring and one thing or another. If people fall below a certain number of credits and it has the potential to affect their financial aid, how, what, I mean, what would that look like? It's really probably more of a financial aid count advisor question,
Yeah, they have to have 12 credits and it has to be, it's going to be an individualized plan for them, right?
right?
As you can see, for the people coming in second year, there's no one below 12 credits because that's really the kicker, right? Is 12 and then six if they're part-time. But there's no one below, no term below 12. It's more for your part-time people. And we'll just have to see how that washes out. They have to get at least six, from my
Mm.
understanding. There's a six and then there's a 12. Um,
Yeah,
so I will,
financial aid is complicated, and I try to avoid giving people advice, but this term I'm learning a lot more than I ever wanted to know about financial aid with all these questions on it.
yeah, they said for them to, they said since the 26-27 cycle is just beginning, these students will actually be on the exact timeline as all of our other students, following the standard application process on our website, and she gave it to me, is truly the best way for them to stay on track. And then they're offering their information to contact for more information. So I'll forward that to you.
Wonderful. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. And then a question for somebody, because some people they may not fall exactly as a second year or what have you. How many credits do they need, as they used to say in San Francisco, in residence to graduate from PCC? I know in San Francisco, people needed to have at least 24 credits in residency. In other words, you have to take at least 24 credits at the college before you can say you can graduate from the college. You can't just take like the remaining two that you need for the degree, have everything transfer over and apply for graduation and get out. Right.
Yeah,
So
it's 30 credits is what I'm
30.
seeing. And that's what I thought they told, but it's a minimum of 30 credits. And they will get that doing the HIM classes for people coming in for their second year.
Got it. So they would be well over that, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. And 24 must directly apply to your specific degree program, which they will be fine. But it's the other ones that might want to come in part-time or you know what I mean? That
Yeah, exactly. That could be a little bit.
and sometimes I was looking to see some places say it has to be your last X number for like your bachelor's degree. It'll say your last 30 credits,
Exactly.
right? And I'm not seeing that specifically stated if it can be anywhere. So we would need to check on that.
Okay. That sounds great. And then just a couple of questions about remote stuff. Do online students have the same ability for, anything from clubs to, advising, health clinic, whatever it is, right?
They're supposed to have it all the same. Yeah.
All the same. Okay, that's something that came up.
I don't know that we have a health clinic though. Do you, Camille?
A lot
I
of
don't think
colleges
so.
don't. We
Okay.
do for the moment, but I think it may go the way of our program is, because there's a certain amount of expense and, you have to pay for a physician oversight to oversee the nurse practitioners and the PAs and whatnot. So I don't know what exactly that's going to look like in the next year. We'll see.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but just being a realist.
I know it's hard.
Yeah. So, all right, that's all that I have. Well, this has been super helpful. Allison or Kelly, I know you have your webcams off, but do you guys have any questions? And we had Jada on for a little while, but she's had to check out. So, Allison, go ahead, please.
Hi, yes, sorry, I had to turn my cameras off because of the students coming in, but I just had a question about transferring credits. So I know that you guys take college credits. Do you take and AP and IB? Do you take ACE credits by chance?
What are ACE credits?
Yeah, I was going to
The
ask the same.
Advanced International Certification of Education. It's sponsored
I
by the University of Cambridge.
I have no idea. That will be for when they apply. They could ask, when they have the transcript review done.
Perfect. And then I may have missed this again. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to
You're
do two
fine.
things right now,
You're
but
fine.
once I'm admitted into the program, what is the time limit for completing the program to get the AAS degree?
I don't think we have a time limit, do we, Camille?
Well,
We do at Lane.
I think we
Oh, we
talked
talked.
about it, like, but
That's right. Yeah, that was one of our topics in our Zoom meetings. Yeah, we
I
do.
mean, it's under review currently.
Yeah.
Didn't we? What did we come up
Well,
with, Dana?
well, I think we
5?
came up with 5 years,
I
but I
thought I
don't
was
know that.
thinking 5. I couldn't remember if it was 3 or 5, but I think it's
Yeah,
5.
it's not really in stone.
No.
But this is the deal though, Allison. The further out a student gets from their studies, the less likely they're going to pass the RHIT. So you will see some schools have three, and I think we were thinking of three, Camille, but then we thought five. Maybe I don't know. So it's up in the air right now, but you want to get it as done as quickly as possible to your RHIT so you pass it, because otherwise
Right.
passing is challenging.
And also, too, things come up we get, like a student maybe has a family emergency and then that puts them a whole year behind. So things like that have happened. I think that's why we thought about the 5 year, just because we didn't want to kick someone out that had some scary thing that was out of their control.
We have a couple right now that are at four, and they're the nicest people. We'd feel terrible, but so
Awesome. Thank you. That was my question. I'm a part-time student, so that's just something that interests me. I think you guys talked about this. LCC has kind of a rule that online students can't participate in clubs and stuff like that. I was just curious, this might be outside your scope, but does PCC have similar rules?
no, I think it says that it's the same for
The
students. That
same. Yeah.
yeah, it's no different for online.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
know that we have that many clubs. You know what I
I
mean? I
mean,
mean, I hear about them.
there's student government, and then
Yeah,
there's the
yeah,
LGBTQTA plus, I think I'm saying it, club. There's
yeah,
a whole bunch of them. Yes, I think
yeah,
there's a multitude of things, and they are very welcoming to everyone, online
yeah.
or not online.
And we
Perfect.
may start an HIM club too. We kind of bounced that around at the ORHEMA meeting, so
That's
that might be
awesome.
coming.
Very good. And I do see that you guys have Phi Theta Kappa as well. I'm a member here on campus,
Oh,
so
Oh,
I
great.
do
Yeah.
know, yeah, I do
That's
know
the
that there's
smart student group,
Smart
right?
Kid Club.
That's right. Yeah, the
That's
Smart Kid
the,
Club. That's a
yes.
good one.
Yeah,
that's nice of you to say, but I believe I spoke with their advisor and he said that the membership can transfer over. So if
Great.
that
Yeah, that's
if that helps for
awesome.
any other students as well.
And
good.
that's
That's
great
good
for
to
a
know.
resume too. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's all
CCC
the
is big. I mean, it's a huge institution. There's so many campuses. There's tons of things going on. And even though we have so many campuses, everything's intertwined. So like my office might be here, but my coworkers is here, and there's blood drives on every camp. I mean, it's just massive. So they're very welcoming. I think it would transfer well to Lane from Lane.
And
awesome.
everybody is already, most all of us are remote anyways. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it isn't like hard having a remote student because,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I mean, we are on campus one day a week. You know, I'm there 3 to 4 hours. Camille's there longer than me, but a lot of faculties like that too. So
Awesome.
second
But we
nature.
always are available, even though
Yep.
we're only office hours. We can always hop on a Zoom with any student for questions or whatever. We're very
I had a,
flexible.
yeah, I had a student thing yesterday. I have another one tonight. So we're available all the time for the students, which Rick, I'm sure you are too. It's just the way that we go, so
Yeah,
it's good.
totally get that.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Kelly, I see you on your iPhone. Do you have any questions you would like to ask? I don't want you to feel neglected.
Oh, yes. Hi. I do have a question. So you were saying you have like different type of like campuses branches. Like my thing is that I would need help with like at LCC, we have laptops. We have loaner laptops and we turn them in at the end of the semester. So is there anything like that that I can, because that's what I use, of course, to do my coursework.
I've heard about the loaner laptops and you can get them at the different campuses, but that's all I know. I'm so
Yeah, I
sorry.
don't
I'll
know
find out.
either.
You don't either. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm assuming it's for the whole term,
Yes.
like Lane does.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've heard about them,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all I know. I'm sorry, but I'll find that out. I
That's
got
a
a
Okay.
really
list of
good
them.
question, though. We need to know
Yes.
about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I had talked to Clem, they're like, we only do desktop. I'm like, you want me to travel 3 hours to get,
What?
yeah, they're like, we don't even do laptops. I was like, that's what kind of threw me for a loop. I was just kind of like, okay, I need to like listen in on this meeting because a desktop and going 3 hours,
No.
that's
You need a big car to carry it.
exactly. And then I have my girls are in school, so I would literally have to take them out of school because that's 3 hours there, 3 hours back. There's no
Yeah.
way. So I was like,
Yep.
great. And I gotta have kids in the car for 3 hours. It's all these added things. So I was just like, okay, ask about that.
You don't have those long cross-country drives I had as a child from New York to California, huh, Kelly? You're not
No,
into that?
we flew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Um,
right.
you were saying that we would talk to like to see my unofficial transcript because honestly, I think I literally only had like 6 or 7 classes left. So I'm kind of like worried too. Like I'm like, you said I need to have at least 30 or 24 to graduate from to get an actual AAS from you guys. So that's another
Credits,
30
not classes, credits.
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 Oh, okay, okay, 30 credits.
Right. In
Okay, yeah. So they only have like
California, we called them units. In other words, what the
units.
class value is.
Okay. And then you're saying we only can have it has to be 12. That's the least amount that you've seen for each semester is 12.
No, for financial aid. That's my understanding for financial aid. You have to have, there's the number 6 and the number 12 for financial aid, and I'm not sure what the difference is. But for financial aid, you have to have at least 6. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's something about, I need to find that out too.
Okay, and then you guys are saying you guys don't do federal work studies because I do one here at out here. So
You could
that
ask them about it and see. I just don't know that there's that many, you know, I mean, I think that you'd have to come on campus for too. Do you go on campus for it?
well, instead of doing the federal work study, they actually give us a loan. So I
That's, yeah, work study, as I understand it, you work something on campus, like the bookstore, like we've had students who work there, or they do something in the PE department, taking towels to the wash or something like that.
mhm.
But that's work study means a portion of your pay pays your tuition kind of thing.
Right.
Okay.
And
And you
it's
get money too.
usually right. You do get some money on top of it, but the other
Hmm.
side of it is from what I've read and
Hmm.
what one of the financial aid counselors I knew at or was introduced to at Central Oregon said those are only available for students at each individual campus.
Mhm.
But having said that, I know we have the Lane Community College Foundation that has need-based scholarships.
Mm,
Hmm.
I don't know if I would assume PC has something
mhm,
similar. When I taught in Los
mhm.
Angeles and in San Francisco, they had similar foundations where, community people donate money and that's divvied up on a needs basis and the committee meets and decide who gets what. But I don't know, that's something somebody'd have to research. I don't
Yeah,
know the ins and
Definitely
outs
do
of it.
have the PCC Foundation Scholarship. I don't know. It may have already passed its deadline, however.
yeah.
I
Oh,
I'm
think
thinking
it
it
has.
did. I think it was like in April, but I'll find out about that too.
is that and that will be for the fall? You're saying so since it's already past in April, we can't even do it for the fall.
We'll find out for
We'll
you.
find out. You could even look online too. Just Google PCC Foundation Scholarship, and it would probably tell you more details than, I mean, it will be on our website, the PCC website.
Okay, and then you're saying I will contact Amanda to give her like my unofficial transcript to kind of go over a little bit.
Yep,
But okay, okay,
that'd be awesome. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
okay. I
So, and
think that
she's awesome. Oh, okay. So, what did I say? Oh, PCC Foundation scholarship application is May 1st to 15th, but that's for incoming high school students. I got to look a little more. So, so yeah, have
okay.
to look a little more for
No,
you, but
that's encouraging though, because I think, and this is one of the challenges about this whole thing. I mean, there are a lot of challenges, obviously, but one of the more repugnant ones that I'm hearing about all the time is people say, well, they can just reapply for, you know, um, Native American Student Association scholarships. Well, that ship has already sailed, right? They
yeah.
close
Mhm.
usually in March, it seems. And so, how are we going to make people who need that kind of assistance, how are we going to help them? I mean, they just decided this March 30th. That really doesn't give anybody any wiggle room whatsoever. And just listening to Kelly talk, I mean, the laptops are a whole nother thing. It's like, okay, that you want to
Mhm.
just do desktops in Klamath? Well, that might be a great fit if you live down that way.
Right.
But if you don't, what are we going to do? And there are all these things, these finer level of details that people just, didn't think it through. And I'm not trying to, they can make these decisions. And I realize I can't, that's a leadership decision. But it would have been really a lot better if people just kind of at least gave this some thought instead of once it's in motion and, the die is cast. Now we're finding out people need laptops, they need more scholarship help, all this other stuff. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I would have honestly thought they would at least try to give us a maybe till the end of fall. That would have gave people more time, but to cut it and then like mentally, like like everybody's gonna do something different. As you know, I it was just a lot. It was like, dang, I'm in the middle of school. You're telling me you're gonna cut the program. Now I have to think about financial aid. I have to think about this. I have to think about that. It's like mentally it's taking a toll, and even on my grades, because it's like, whoa, seriously.
Well,
So yeah.
I wish I had better, I wish it was different. And on a lot of levels, I don't know what to say to that. I'm just saddened. I wish it was different, but I think it's something that at the next board meeting, I think it's worth, and I'm already reaching out to some of the people on the board. I think there's got to be a way to make the students whole. I mean, we're here for the students. Camille Walker is, Dana Brown is, everybody, Jennifer Briscoe and Klamath, but we're not the decision makers on this. And it's people like you and all the rest of the students who wind up suffering because people didn't think through all the finer details. And it's really unfortunate. And let's see what we can do to move it, at least get
I,
something.
sorry to,
Go ahead. No, no.
I put in, I was pinging my boss while you were on here. Um, I put in the PCC scholarship link in the chat as well as the library for checking out equipment for laptops. So if you want to look at those, and they're just on I just did it in Google, PCC and to the website, and you can, if you lose these links, it's easy to find. But yes, we do check out laptops, and it has all
Oh
the
yeah.
Great.
details there through the
And
library.
my
Super
other,
Yes,
helpful.
Jennifer.
Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate that. And this one would be like you were saying. So is the closest campus from Eugene? Would it be the one out there in Portland? Would that be like the closest one to me where I could pick up a laptop?
We've got a lot of campuses. Sylvania is probably good. It's right off of I-5. That is probably the
I
closest.
know. I was,
Okay.
yeah, there's Hillsborough. That would be too far east
Mm-hmm.
or west, excuse me. What's my
Whatever it
directions?
is.
Yeah, I feel like Sylvania would be the easiest campus, or Cascade campus, which is in North Portland. It's probably going to be six of one, half a dozen of the other, depending on.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
Sylvania is probably a bit closer
Sylvania
to
is
that.
probably the closest. It's also the largest campus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it would be,
I've never heard of that before. I mean, I've been out here for Oregon for 8 years,
That
but I'm in Southern California, so I have no idea where that is. What is the city
that's
called?
the biggest. That's PCC's
Sylvania.
main
It's a
campus.
neighborhood in the Sylvan Hills, and they named it Sylvania. When I was back in the day, I went to Sylvania, so it's been around a very long time.
Me too. Yep. It was their
Yep.
first campus. It was their
And
original
that's where our
campus.
office is too. It's just off of I-5 and
Okay.
And I'm going to put all these links in an email to you, Rick,
Okay.
so you'll
Great,
get all
thank
this
you.
stuff.
And I have this recorded. I'll share the recording, and I have that AI, generated Zoom summary, and what have
Oh,
you. And
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
I'll send that out to everybody, including our students who couldn't make this.
and if you guys have any questions, Dan and I are always online. Just email us. It can, and nothing silly or don't feel embarrassed. Just, I have a silly question about blah blah blah. Totally. We're here for you.
Okay.
Well, I know. I mean, Camille and Dan have been very kind to me personally, and certainly have expressed their concerns about our students here at Lane, and willing to do whatever they can to help us. And we really personally appreciate you doing all this for our students and taking the time. I know you guys got a million and one things going on, but really appreciate the time.
Of course, we're happy to be here for you guys. Rick, you're a good guy. You guys have a great program. He's done an awesome job putting it all together.
Thank you.
And you have. It's an awesome program. So it's really disappointing for us too in the HM community that this
Yeah.
has happened. So we're really, our heart goes out to all of you guys. So we're happy to help however we can.
Yeah. It's sad. I'm sorry.
It is.
Well, thank you. And Kelly and Allison, if there's anything else you think of that, I was just writing myself a note here about laptops. I wonder if there's a way that we can get them sent to your house, because I started a remote internship with Moda, and they have one of those remote workstations,
Oh, yeah.
and they sent it to the student's house. It took a little bit of convincing, pleading, begging,
I mean, that would be
etc.
something to
But
ask the librarians about, or when
I
you
mean,
contact.
even
It'd be a
I th
question.
I think it would be something worth exploring with them,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying, yeah, Kelly, load up your kids and get on Amtrak or drive 2 hours or
Right.
whatever. Happy
Right.
trails to you. Have a nice day. If we could make it a little bit more manageable, I think that'd be good. So, yeah, let's explore that. I'll
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into that and get back with you, Kelly, and I'll reach out to the library contact. And obviously people can't, there's got to be some sort of cost involved. But when you think about what gas costs, Kelly, to
Hmm.
be
Uh-huh.
honest, having done this for research studies at Kaiser, it doesn't cost that much to FedEx a laptop with insurance from one site to another.
Mm-hmm.
You might be, and just when you factor in the time factor, the convenience factor, the impact on your kids, it may, even
Mm-hmm.
if we could, if we could do something to work it down, whittle the fee down a little bit, it might be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely does sound like it would be worth it because, like you said, these gas being $5 there and back, and that's 2 hours. Yes, and that's only if it's not traffic or anything going on too, so it can very definitely easily be extended and more gas. So, like you said, I
Right.
think that would be probably a cheaper route. Pray that we something like that can be arranged. I would be so thankful.
Well,
I'll
let's do
email
it.
them and ask them. I'll see what they
Yeah.
say from our library to
And
say, what do you do for people that live out of the area?
And
Yeah.
I know there used to be couriers like for, I know doing some work at Stanford, there was a library courier between Stanford and Cal Berkeley School of Public Health, right? Lane
Mm.
Medical Library would loan stuff to the School of Public Health at Cal and vice versa. So there are these odd little courier relationships. I'm wondering if there may be one with the Oregon Community College system. And I
Mhm.
think I know who to ask. The chair of the board, Austin Faldnaghi. I'm going to ask him because he does stuff for the entire program for the state of Oregon. I'm going to reach out
Oh,
and been in touch
That'd be
with him.
awesome.
And let me get back to all of you with that because I'm sure if Kelly's having this issue, there's probably others that have it as well.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Kelly.
yeah. My other question too is like, because I know that there's a scholarship at Lane. I didn't apply for it, but I should have. But it was just because it was so much easier just to be able to go on campus and grab a laptop. There's some.
Uh-huh.
I'll look on your website just to see if they do. But there's some places where they actually pay for. There's a scholarship that will pay for you a laptop, or it's just yours.
See, that would be amazing.
But I don't
That
know
would
if
be
I
amazing.
have that. But at Lane, they did it a few times. I just never applied because I'm like, I think that might be for somebody else who needs it because I can just literally go to campus and just grab it, return it, grab it, return it, or extend it, extended library because they'll look at my be like, oh, you're registered, you have this many classes, that's fine. But now I'm like, I wish I would have. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wish I would have done that. But anyway,
Right.
I'll definitely look on your website just to see if they have anything because sometimes it might not be all of it, but even $500-600 for a scholarship to buy a laptop, I can still do that. That I can make that happen. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll look into this. And Dan and Camille can look on their end, and I'll explore things with Austin.
Be
Okay.
awesome.
And
All
then we'll
right.
see what we can come up with. Nothing's ever guaranteed, but if you never ask, you never get. So,
Yep. Yep.
all right.
All right. I think
Any other
Well,
questions?
that's all for me. You guys take care. I have to run.
Okay.
Nice meeting
bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
You too, Kelly.
Good to see you. All right. Well, Dana, Camille, Sarah, I think that's about it. I'll send this out. I'll reach out to Austin and let's see what we can do.
Sounds
Sounds
great.
good. I'm gonna get answers and get the links and I'll put it all in an email along with the things the handouts. So I'll
Very,
send that all to
very,
you in a
very
neat little
good.
package. So
Sounds
thank
great.
you.
All
Thank
right. Thanks
you.
so much. Take care.
Thank you. You guys take care too. See ya.
All
Thanks.
right. Bye now.